My name is Cassy Summers. Welcome to the Curious Universe podcast. Today, I have a very special guest on the show. Let me introduce you to the one, the only, the Earth. Thank you, Earth. Thank you so much for being here. Let me introduce you. There is a magical creature that we get to live upon its body. We climb its back of mountains. We swim in its oceans. We get to live on this body called Earth. How did we get so lucky? And today, I was just looking at this energy of Earth in a different way. I was engaging with it as though I could hear words from it, as though it could have a conversation with me. So I thought, how fun would it be to invite the Earth on here to have a conversation with us today? And I do wonder, if you could hear the Earth talking, what would it say to you? So now there's the concept of the entire globe, right? We see those photos from space, and you look down and you see, whoa, there's this huge body, this huge Earth. We see this from the satellites, right? And then there's also the when you zoom in, the microscopic, the place where you're in your own backyard. When you're at the beach and you're holding sand in your hand and letting it fall through. As you touch the Earth that's close to you. Now, I have been so lucky to get to travel the world somewhat. Not as much as I would like. I have a lot of places still left on my list. But one thing that has always been very clear to me is when I arrive in a new country, a new city, that the vibration of the Earth is unique to that place. It is still the big body. So now back to the satellite. It's still the Earth as a whole. But when you get closer, just like with your own body, when you get really close to, the hair on someone's arm, it's different than noticing someone's earlobe or their lips. So it's been really cool for me to explore the Earth as though I was visiting, as though I could shrink down and visit different parts of someone's body. And really appreciate the beauty and the uniqueness of the landscape and that particular area that vibrates differently in the Earth, as the Earth. Oh goodness, and there's been so much different awareness. So I recall walking through the streets of Brazil, and the Earth was kind of bursting out everywhere. It was, there would be, trees coming out of the concrete, like on every street. Uh, the storefronts were always including the beauty of the earth with their signage, with just having outdoor plants and stuff like that. There would be huge, massive walls with different kind of foliage growing across the whole thing. Uh, lots of it was tended to, but there was also a wildness about the way the earth was just kind of breaking out of all these places. There was definitely this energy of sexualness that the earth has thrumming through the streets of Brazil and through the bodies of the Brazilians. But it was so magical and interesting to me to explore that, and then to have also been to a place like when I was walking the streets of London, and the vibration there is very different with the bodies in the earth, the way the parks are, the way the streets are laid out, and not from looking at one being right and one being wrong, but acknowledging the difference and seeing what I could receive and what I could gift to each different area of the earth as I got to explore its body. I love, going out into, I want to say the wilderness, but I haven't been anywhere really crazy. But going out into forests, I've been so lucky to be horseback riding in the rainforests of Costa Rica and perceiving that area of the earth and its request of me and my body, its gift to me and my body, and the interaction of the horses actually. And we saw some sloths and some monkeys, and really being in communion with all of that. So the earth has this capacity to speak to us in so many different ways if we're willing to hear it, if we're willing to engage with it. Then we can receive so much. And in that receiving, there's this sense of gifting so much to the earth. Right close to where I live currently, there's this creek that I love to walk down. And it's very well kept. it's manicured. There's people that go and they clear stuff away, and they've done a great job at making it look natural, but there's a lot of work that goes into the care of this place. And it's quite beautiful, actually, to sense that care and to sense that interaction where people can interact with the earth in this really generative, contributory way. Do you interact with the earth like that? Not from right and wrong either. This is not a judgment fest. It's not a right judgment fest, which is positive judgment. And it's not a wrong judgment fest, which is negative judgment. It's just an awareness. When you walk anywhere, do you notice the earth? Do you notice its vibration, its conversation? And what can you notice now as you're opening up a space right now as we're talking? You're opening up this greater, no matter how much you already conversed with the earth, there's this possibility to open up to more. Yeah. And then you could ask for even more and even more and even more. Doesn't have to end. And the more you allow, again, the more that this dynamic contribution can be where your body and your being are nurtured as the earth is nurtured. And when I look at that possibility, okay, so let's see the population of the planet. Let's get a sense for you of how many people actually truly receive, gift, commune, and allow presence with this earth. Okay, cool. Now, whether you, before you started this, were one of them or were not one of them, doesn't matter because you're one of them now. You wouldn't be here with my wonderful guest. Now, imagine if that number, whatever you got, doubled today. Whoa. Wow. What future would that create? So here's the thing though, you can't make someone notice the earth that they're walking on. You can't make someone acknowledge the being of this planet in the body of this planet as the greatness, the gift that it is. You can't force that ever. And you can't push someone into it by making it right. But what you can do is grow your own communion with the earth. You can have more conversations, engagements, adventures. And that opens up these spaces that other people will become aware of just by either engaging with you without you having to say a word, or by stumbling across these spaces of possibility that you've opened. And then they might choose it. And from there, whoa, what if we could double, triple, quadruple? What could we create here with the earth? There is a true magic here on this body called Earth, this planet. From the big zoomed out view, but also down to the mountains, the hills, the oceans. When you acknowledge something, it grows. It gets more expansive, and you can actually bring something to life by the acknowledgement of its gift. Just look at when maybe that's occurred to you, where someone's come along and they've just seen you, actually seen the gift of you and acknowledged it without any judgment. And that gift of you starts to grow. It just expands into something even greater. But what if that was true with how we could interact with the earth? I recall being on a exquisite beach in Malaysia, and the ocean there was so delightful and full of magical creatures, by the way. And they would play music at night by the beach. And I remember being up there and dancing by the band and in the little space, but I could sense this ocean. I could sense it receiving the music, the song, the bodies dancing upon the sand. And I was so pulled to go and actually dance with that ocean. And as I did, it was cool because it was just quiet, gentle waves. And as I started to dance and to engage and to flow and receive and gift to this water, coming up and in and out like breath, like the rising and falling of a chest, the water started to turn and move and come around and like splash up and then come around my legs. And and then other people saw what I was doing and they came down and they started to dance with the ocean, and I could see all up the beach the waves that were just calm and they were very even coming up and moving differently with everybody there, and receiving and gifting differently with everybody there. Because here's the thing, we all have something unique. Our being and our body is unique and is a unique gift to the earth. So one is great, but when you can invite even more to this miraculous engagement, you can start to add different energies and possibilities to what can be co-created with this glorious earth that we are so lucky to be walking on its back every day. Imagine having something that lived on your body, that used, your hair for shelter, that crawled upon your skin. That's us with this earth. And the beauty of it, the mystery and magic of it is something to cherish and to, I would say, get curious about, to explore. What if we started to ask the earth to show us more of what it knows is possible? What if we ask the earth, let's ask our guest, Earth, will you show us, what do you know that no one's ever asked you to share? Well, what can you gift that no one's been able to receive from you? What can you receive that no one's ever gifted to you? Earth, what do you know about the future? Earth, what miraculous possibilities are available? Earth, will you show us more? Sometimes I close my eyes when I'm receiving, or I will kind of look up for those of you watching on the video as I perceive universes of possibility. What's it like for you to receive from the earth? Now you might think, oh my God, nothing happened. I didn't feel like I had to close my eyes, or I didn't melt or relax. You're not wrong. Doesn't mean that you didn't receive. Your dance with the earth is unique, just as those people on the beach and their dance with the ocean was different. Every single person there. Your dance with the earth gets to be your dance with the earth. And just exploring curiously, what is that like for you? Will start to give you more awareness of it. What is it like for you? Not what you see other people do, or some people that pretend to have such communion with the earth, but really they don't, because they have all this separation by the judgment of the rightness of their connection with the earth. Judgment will always create a separation, period. Even if you're judging it as right. So if someone's judged themselves as, I'm so right with my connection with the earth, they're creating a separation between them and the earth. And if you judge yourself as so wrong, you're doing the same thing. Just melt that separation. And you get to explore. It's like going to a new part of the world. I talked about being in Brazil and being in London and being on the beaches in Malaysia. I was on the beach in Mumbai, and that was a totally different energy. It actually showed me something energetically. It showed me something about beauty that I wasn't even aware of until I got there and stood barefoot on that part of the earth and received. What can the earth show you, and how it shows up? Well, that's going to be your own exploration. It might show up with pictures. It might show up with sensations, memories, thoughts. It might show up with your body. It might show up differently. What is it like for you? And if you've decided it's like this, I'm going to invite you to destroy and create all your decisions about this and let it show you in more than one way. Often I hear people and they'll say something, and you can get this sense when it's coming from something they've concluded or decided, even if it has to do with their body or with the earth, and they'll say it with such solidity to it. Now, some people in this reality, they sense that solidity as authority. Therefore, it must be true. Therefore, they know something I don't know. They're just using solidity to make something seem more real. Because awareness is not solid. It is fleeting. It is only good for 10 seconds. And you can have multitudes of ways in which your communion, your conversation with the earth can show up. Got to explore it though if you want to discover what that is like for you. And every moment it might be different. So you can explore it one day and the next day ask, what is it today? What would it be like today to engage with the earth, to directly engage with the magic that the earth has available? What can I receive? What can I gift? Hey, earth, what would you like to show me today? See how it shows up. Do not decide it's going to show up a particular way. Well, the earth always sends me a picture. I always feel the earth in my body. I feel every earthquake that comes. That's the solidity that I was talking about. What if nothing was actually solid unless you made it solid, including the earth, including your awareness of the earth and your interaction with the earth? Now, that might sound a little bizarro. I maybe went into like a little bit of a stream of consciousness here with you guys. But notice what is light for you. Because that which is true for you, not true as in the universal law of truth, but what's true for you is always going to have a sense of lightness to it. And when there's a lie present, always going to have a contraction with it. That's just how it works. So what would you ask my guest? What would you ask of the earth if the earth could be here as a guest speaking to us? What would you want to know? What mysteries could the earth share? You know, it's been here all the time. We have been trying to discover even the history of this planet. You know, Earth, what happened to those of the Aztec? What happened to those lost civilizations? Oh. What else could you ask the earth? What if you could receive it? Hey, earth, can you show me where I might find some gold? I'd really like some gold. Can you show me where the gold is? Oh. Earth, can I have some gold? How fun is that? It's a playground. It's this miraculous body that we are so lucky to be here with. So maybe today you could play with the earth a little bit. Receive from it, give to it. Again, if you think, oh my God, I'm not getting this, and I don't understand it, let your mind go. Let those thoughts just float away, because the earth acknowledges you. You might be more aware than you ever imagined you could be, and more aware of the earth than you think is possible. Especially in these moments during this curious exploration that we're doing. You might have noticed through this that you're getting body sensations, maybe even intensity and pain, stiffness, or a melting, a relaxation. What if that's part of the communication with the earth going on? So let's do something together, okay? Before we go. I love talking about energy, exploring energy, getting curious about energy. And I believe that we all have energy to gift. And that the earth itself might sometimes ask for a gift of energy. we're going to give some energy to the earth together right now. I mean, we already kind of have been, because our presence, as we put our attention and our curiosity to the earth, has been a gift of energy. It's your energy. But I'd also love to go just a little bit more into the weird, wacky world of access consciousness. And we are going to bring up our hands as though you had magical balls of energy in each one, okay? And you can allow those balls of energy to get as big as you'd like them to be. Where's the energy coming from? You might be wondering. Well, from all over the universe, from you, from your body. And any pain or intensity you have in your body, pour that into these balls. Okay? Even draw from the stars, from the other planets, from the other solar systems. Ready? And on 3, we're going to gift this energy to anywhere on the earth that it's asking for. 1. Bigger, 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 bigger. 2. 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Now you can do this all the time. You will never run out of energy. You'll never give too much to the earth. You can just 1, 2, 3, and you don't have to figure it out with your mind. And you might notice that your body feels more alive, or something moved, or you have more energy or more relaxed. Maybe you had some intensity in your body and it disappeared as you 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Gift it to the earth. How amazing and miraculous is that? You see, your body is already talking to the earth, even if sometimes we don't get it, but we are. And sometimes the pain and the intensity showing up is your body trying to get your attention so that you will gift and what you have to gift to the earth. So play with that. Maybe try it every day for a little while. Hey, earth, what can I contribute to you? What can I gift to you? What energies are you asking for of me today? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I would love to know what you discovered on this curious adventure that we had with the earth. Thank you so much to my special guest, the earth, for showing up for this podcast. I will see you again in the next episode and have way too much fun exploring what's possible for you, your body, and the earth. Thank you for exploring the curious universe with me. Your curiosity matters. And what if together we could create a greater, more curious world?